Oh my gosh, you guys, buckle up because the tea I'm about to spill is scorching hot and straight out of the drama factory. Imagine this. Mendeecees Harris, the king of the streets turned reality TV heartthrob, drops a bombshell that's got the entire love and hip-hop universe shaking in their designer boots. In a raw, unfiltered interview that leaked faster than a sieve, Mendeecees confirms what we've all been whispering about: Yandy Smith, his ride-or-die queen for over a decade, the woman who held it down while he did time, the mother of his kids. They were never legally married. Yeah, you heard that right. No rings, no vows, no I do's that count in the eyes of the law. It was all smoke and mirrors, a fairy tale facade that's crumbling right before our eyes. But wait, it gets juicier. Mendeecees didn't stop there. With tears in his eyes, or was that just the camera lights? He admitted they've been split for months, living separate lives while pretending everything's peachy for the gram and the fans. Yandy and we tried, but the love faded, he confessed, his voice cracking like thunder. Fans are absolutely shocked, flooding social media with heartbroken emojis and conspiracy theories. Was it the prison drama that broke them? The endless cheating rumors? Or something even darker lurking in the shadows of their empire? Picture the scene. Yandy, fierce and fabulous as ever, storming out of a family gathering, screaming, "How could you do this to us?" while the kids watch in wide-eyed horror. Emotions ran high, accusations flew like daggers, betrayals from both sides, hidden affairs, and financial feuds that could tear apart their multi-million-dollar brand. The family was left divided, with Mendeecees' mom throwing shade at Yandy online, calling her the queen of deception. And just when you think it's over, whispers of a secret baby mama emerge, threatening to explode everything. You won't believe the twists we've uncovered: heated arguments caught on tape, fan reactions that could start a riot, and a potential custody battle that's got lawyers salivating. Stick around because this story is about to unravel in ways that'll have you glued to your screen, questioning every happy couple post you've ever seen. Who's lying? Who's heartbroken? And is there any chance for reconciliation? Hit play, because the drama is just getting started. Let's dive right into the heart of this explosive revelation, because Mendeecees Harris didn't just drop a mic, he dropped a nuclear bomb on the love and hip-hop empire. Picture this. It's a sunny afternoon in Atlanta, and Mendeecees is sitting down for what was supposed to be a casual chat with a close confidant, but cameras were rolling unbeknownst to Yandy. He leans in, eyes glistening with what looks like regret, or maybe relief, and says, "Look, man, Yandy and we've been playing this game for years. The marriage? It was never real. No license, no ceremony that stuck. It was all for the show, for the brand, for the kids to have that stability on paper, or at least that's what we told ourselves." Fans are shocked, absolutely floored, as clips from this leaked interview spread like wildfire across Instagram and Twitter. #Mendeecees exposed trends within hours, with thousands screaming, "What about the vows? What about the family?" But hold on, because this isn't just about a fake marriage. Mendeecees goes deeper, admitting they've been split for over 6 months. "We've been living separate lives," he confesses, his voice dropping to a whisper. "Yandy's been holding it down with the business, the kids, everything, while I've been figuring things out." Emotions ran high in that moment, and you can feel the weight of it all: the prison time he served, the way Yandy stood by him through thick and thin, raising their 2 beautiful children, Omir and Skiri, all while building her empire. But now, betrayal hangs in the air like a thick fog. Was it the rumors of Mendeecees stepping out during his incarceration? Or Yandy's rumored close friendship with that mystery man who's been spotted picking her up late at night? Let's rewind a bit to set the stage. Remember back in 2015 when they tied the knot on Love and Hip Hop? It was a lavish affair, Yandy in that stunning gown, Mendeecees looking dapper as ever, family and friends cheering. But according to Mendeecees, that was all scripted drama. "We never filed the paperwork," he reveals. "It was for the ratings, for the storyline. Yandy knew, but we kept it quiet." Oh, the deception. Fans are divided, some calling Yandy a master manipulator, others defending her as the ultimate ride or die who sacrificed everything. One fan tweeted, "Yandy built this man from nothing, and now this? Heartbreaking." Another said, "Mendeecees is just bitter after his release. Yandy deserves better." The family drama explodes next. Mendeecees' mother, Judy, jumps into the fray with a fiery Instagram live. "My son has been through hell, and this woman played him like a fiddle," she rants, her face twisted in anger. No real marriage means no real commitment. "Yandy, you owe us an explanation." Yandy, ever the boss, fires back in a cryptic story post. "Some people speak from pain, others from truth. Stay tuned. The family was left divided, with Mendeecees' siblings siding with him, accusing Yandy of using the marriage to secure her spot in his life and fortune. Heated arguments ensued behind closed doors. Imagine the kids overhearing mom and dad yelling about custody, about who gets what. "You never loved me for me," Mendeecees allegedly shouted during one blowout, according to insiders. Yandy, tears streaming, replied, "I held you down when no one else would. This is how you repay me?" Twists start piling up like dominoes. First, there's the financial angle. Their joint ventures, the real estate empire, the clothing lines, all tied to this illusion of unity. Lawyers are circling, whispering about potential asset splits without the legal marriage to complicate things. "It's a mess," one source close to the couple spills. Yandy poured her heart and soul into building this with him, but now it's like it never existed. Then, the bombshell of a possible side chick emerges. Mendeecees hints at someone new, saying, "I've found peace elsewhere, someone who sees me for who I am now, post-prison." Is it that Instagram model who's been liking his posts? Or an old flame from his street days? Yandy's camp denies it all, but fans are digging, unearthing old DMs and photos that suggest Mendeecees wasn't as faithful as portrayed. Emotions run high as friends weigh in. Safari, always the drama king, posts a laughing emoji with, "Never saw that coming, or did I?" While Remy Ma, Yandy's alleged ally, stays silent but likes supportive comments. The kids? Omir and Skiri are caught in the crossfire, with paparazzi snapping pics of them looking confused at separate outings. Personal stakes are sky high. Yandy's brand as the strong black woman icon could crumble, while Mendeecees risks losing custody if things get ugly. "I want what's best for my babies," he says in the interview, voice breaking. But this charade had to end. And just when you think that's the peak, another twist. Yandy allegedly knew about the lack of legal marriage all along and used it to her advantage in business deals. She'd say, "We were married to investors," an ex-associate claims. It opened doors. Betrayal upon betrayal. The public reactions are wild, petitions to boycott Love and Hip Hop, fan edits mourning the couple goals image. One viral video has millions of views. From prison visits to this? Yandy deserved the ring for real. Mendeecees' emotional conflict shines through. He's torn between gratitude for her support and resentment for the facade. "She was my rock, but rocks can weigh you down," he muses philosophically. As the story unfolds, more leaks surface. Audio clips of arguments where Yandy accuses him of cheating during visits, Mendeecees countering with her controlling nature. "You never let me breathe," he yells. Family gatherings turn into battlegrounds, with aunties and uncles picking sides. Mendeecees needs to man up, one relative says. Yandy's the glue. But the glue is cracking. Fans are shocked at the depth of the lies, emotions running high across social media wars. Who's the villain? Who's the victim? The stakes couldn't be higher, kids' futures, fortunes at risk, legacies tarnished. This is just the beginning of the unraveling, with more revelations waiting in the wings. The drama is thick, the pain real, and the entertainment value off the charts. Stick around as we peel back more layers. Let's keep peeling back these layers because what Mendeecees revealed next in that leaked interview sent shockwaves that are still rippling through the industry. He pauses, takes a deep breath, and drops the real bomb. The split didn't happen overnight. It built up over years of unspoken resentment. Yandy was always the one in control, business decisions, how we presented ourselves, even how we raised the kids. "I felt like I was just along for the ride after I got out." Fans are shocked, scrolling through old episodes trying to spot the cracks they missed. Remember those scenes where Yandy handled everything while Mendeecees was locked up? It looked like strength, but according to him, it became suffocation. "She'd say she was protecting the family," he continues, "but it felt like she was protecting her image more than us." The emotional conflict is raw. He's grateful she held it down, visited him every weekend, sent money, kept the lights on, but now he's painting her as the puppet master who never let him breathe free. Cut to a heated phone call that supposedly got recorded by a mutual friend and leaked days after the interview. You can hear Yandy's voice trembling with fury. "You sit there and act like I didn't sacrifice my whole life for you? I turned down deals, I said no to opportunities because you were inside. And now you're out here telling the world we were never married?" Mendeecees fires back, voice low and cold. "You knew the paperwork never went through. You let everyone believe it was real. You used that ring for clout, Yandy. Don't play victim now." The call ends with her screaming, "You're dead to me," and him hanging up. Emotions ran high, tears probably flowing on both ends, but pride kept them from backing down. Insiders say that was the final nail. After that, no more pretending for the cameras or the kids. Now the kids enter the picture in the most heartbreaking way. Omir, the oldest, who's been posting cryptic lyrics on his SoundCloud about broken homes and fake love, reportedly confronted his dad. "Why you lying about mom?" the boy allegedly asked during a tense family dinner that turned chaotic. Mendeecees tried to explain, "Son, grown-up stuff is complicated," but Omir wasn't having it. He stormed out, yelling, "You both lied to us." Skiri, still young and impressionable, started having nightmares, asking why mommy and daddy don't live together anymore. Yandy, in damage control mode, took them to therapy, posting subtle stories about healing journeys, with heart emojis, but the damage was done. Fans are divided. Some blame Mendeecees for airing dirty laundry publicly, others say Yandy should have been honest from the jump. One viral thread reads, "Protect the kids at all costs," but Yandy built a whole brand on wife and mother goals. Now it's crumbling. Twist number 2 hits hard, the money trail. Sources close to their circle claim Yandy quietly moved assets into her name-only companies over the last year, sensing the storm coming. She knew the marriage wasn't legal, so she protected herself, one accountant whispers. Mendeecees allegedly discovered bank statements showing large transfers to her solo ventures, real estate flips, a new management firm, even a beauty line launch. He confronts her in what insiders describe as an explosive meeting at their old shared home. "This is our money, Yandy. We built this together," he shouts. She stays calm, too calm, replying, "We built it on a lie, remember? So technically, it's mine for keeping it alive while you were gone." The argument escalates, furniture gets knocked over, voices echo through the house, neighbors call the police thinking it's domestic. No arrests, but the tension is thick enough to cut. Family was left divided even more. Mendeecees' side calls Yandy a gold digger in disguise, while her loyal circle says he's ungrateful and bitter. Then the side piece rumors explode into full-blown accusations. Paparazzi catch Mendeecees at a low-key dinner with a stunning woman, long braids, designer everything, laughing like old friends. Fans zoom in, recognize her as Jasmine, an up-and-coming rapper from his old neighborhood who visited him in prison a few times. "It's not what it looks like," Mendeecees posts on his story, but the damage is irreversible. Yandy goes live the next day, mascara running, voice cracking. "I gave this man everything. Stood by him when the world turned its back. And this is the thanks I get? A side chick while I'm raising our babies." She doesn't name names, but everyone knows. Comments flood in, some supportive, "Queen, leave him." Others shady, "You knew he was a street dude, what did you expect?" Emotions run wild, with old prison visit photos resurfacing, Jasmine in the background of a few. Mendeecees doesn't deny it fully. In a follow-up clip that surfaces, he says, "I'm human. After years of feeling trapped, I found someone who lets me be me. No control, no scripts." It's a gut punch to Yandy's narrative. She responds with a lengthy IG post, "I never claimed perfection. But loyalty? I had that in spades." Some people forget where they came from when the gates open. The shade is thick, the pain palpable. Friends start choosing sides. Erica Mena posts a cryptic, "Karma is real," quote, while Joe Budden, always stirring the pot, dedicates a podcast episode to fake marriages and real betrayals in hip-hop. Another layer peels. The Love and Hip Hop producers allegedly knew the marriage was fake and milked it for drama. They pushed the wedding storyline hard, a former crew member spills anonymously. Yandy and Mendeecees went along because it paid the bills. Now cast members are whispering. Some say Yandy was the one who suggested keeping it unofficial for flexibility. Others claim Mendeecees refused to sign because he wasn't sure about forever. Either way, the betrayal feels double, against each other and against the fans who bought into the fairy tale. Social media erupts with old clips edited to sad R&B tracks, millions mourning what they thought was real love. Custody talks begin leaking. Mendeecees wants joint, Yandy wants primary with supervised visits for him until he proves stability. Lawyers exchange fiery emails. One source says Mendeecees' team is digging for dirt on Yandy's past relationships to paint her as unfit. She counters with receipts of his prison infractions and alleged post-release partying. The kids are pawns in a war neither asked for. Omir starts skipping school, Skiri clings to Yandy more. "I just want my family back," Yandy cries in a private video sent to close friends, later leaked of course. Mendeecees, in a rare vulnerable moment, tells a podcast, "I miss my kids every second. This ain't what I wanted." The public is hooked, refreshing feeds for the next bombshell. Fan pages dedicate themselves to timelines, every post, every like, every unfollow dissected. One theory gains traction. Yandy planned the split all along, using the fake marriage as leverage to walk away with more. Another says Mendeecees orchestrated the leak to force her hand and gain sympathy. Truth is blurry, pain is crystal clear. Emotions ran high at a recent industry event where both attended, Yandy in a power suit, head high, Mendeecees avoiding eye contact. Whispers say they almost spoke, but pride won again. More audio surfaces, an old argument from years back, Mendeecees yelling, "You act like you're my wife but you ain't even my wife." Yandy snapping, "Then why you still here?" It proves they knew, played the game, profited off the illusion. Fans feel duped, some demanding refunds for old seasons. Love and Hip Hop's ratings spike ironically, people tuning in to watch the fallout. The family remains fractured, holidays looming with separate celebrations planned. Mendeecees' mom hosts a gathering without Yandy, posting pics captioned, "Real family." Yandy counters with her own dinner, kids smiling but eyes sad. Twists keep coming. Rumors of Yandy dating a high-profile athlete surface, Mendeecees spotted ringside at a fight with Jasmine. Jealousy flares, old wounds reopen. She moved on quick, he allegedly texts a friend. He never moved on at all, she tells her circle. The drama is endless, stakes astronomical, reputations, money, children, legacies all hanging by a thread of lies finally exposed. This saga is far from over, with court dates pending, more leaks inevitable, and hearts still breaking in real time. As the dust from those initial explosions barely settles, the real war begins to take shape in the courts and in the court of public opinion. Mendeecees hires one of the most ruthless family law attorneys in New York, a shark known for dragging celebrity divorces, or in this case, non-divorces, through the mud for maximum leverage. The first filing hits the docket quietly, a petition for primary custody of Omir and Skiri, with Mendeecees claiming Yandy's unstable lifestyle and history of deception make her unfit to parent alone. The paperwork is brutal, paragraph after paragraph detailing alleged late nights at events, questionable mail company around the children, even screenshots of Yandy's social media where she's out partying while the kids were supposedly with nannies. Fans are shocked all over again, splitting into camps. Team Mendeecees screaming, "Protect the kids from her lies." And Team Yandy countering with, "He's using the children as weapons because he can't handle losing control." Yandy doesn't sit idle. Within 48 hours her legal team fires back with a massive counter-petition, demanding sole custody and child support in the six figures monthly. They attach affidavits from former employees, neighbors, even a therapist who treated the family, painting Mendeecees as volatile, prone to outbursts, still struggling with post-incarceration adjustment. One particularly damning exhibit, a police report from that furniture-smashing argument at the house, where officers noted Mendeecees was agitated and yelling profanities, while Yandy remained calm but fearful. Emotions ran high in the legal filings alone, accusations of emotional abuse, financial manipulation, parental alienation. The judge, sensing the circus potential, orders both parties into emergency mediation, but insiders say it's doomed before it starts. Meanwhile, the kids' lives are turned upside down. Omir, now a teenager with his own budding music career, starts posting darker content, lyrics about fake families, and dads who disappear then reappear. One song snippet leaks online. "You built a castle on sand, Mom, now the tide coming in," Dad talking 'bout truth but he hiding his sins. It goes viral, millions of streams in days, fans dissecting every bar for clues. Skiri withdraws more, barely speaking in school, teachers reporting she cries when asked about home. Yandy shares a rare candid photo of them cuddling on the couch, caption, "My heart beats, no matter what storms come." Mendeecees likes it from a burner account, then unlikes it minutes later, caught by eagle-eyed fans who screenshot and roast him endlessly. Twist after twist keeps pouring in. A mystery woman steps forward claiming she's carrying Mendeecees' child, a third baby on the way. She does a blurry-faced interview on a gossip channel, voice modulated. "He told me the marriage was never real, that he was free to build something new. I believed him." DNA tests are demanded, denied, then rumored to be underway. Yandy's response is savage. A post with no words, just a single photo of her wearing the wedding ring from the show, crossed out in red marker. The internet loses its mind. Hashtags like #3rdbabygate and #Yandy exposed explode. Some call the alleged baby mama a homewrecker, others say Mendeecees is the common denominator in all the chaos. Old castmates start cashing in on the mess. Carly Red does a club appearance titled "The Real Tea" on Yandy and Mendeecees, spilling what really happened behind the scenes. She claims Yandy confided years ago that the marriage was for the plot, but Mendeecees got cold feet on signing because he still had options out there. Spice jumps on a podcast ranting in patois about fake love stories and women who play victim after playing games. Even Peter Gunz, the original love and hip-hop messy man, weighs in. This why you always file the papers, fam. Don't trust nobody. The betrayal feels collective now, fans feel played, the franchise itself under scrutiny for promoting illusions. Then comes the financial deep dive that rocks everything. Forensic accountants hired by both sides start uncovering layers. Yandy's solo companies reportedly grossed over $8 million in the last 3 years, mostly from ventures started while Mendeecees was incarcerated. Mendeecees' team alleges she siphoned joint funds into those entities, using marital credit lines that were never marital. Yandy counters that since there was no marriage, every dollar she earned post his release is hers alone. One leaked email from her lawyer reads, "Client maintained separate finances to protect family interests during partner's incarceration. No commingling occurred." Mendeecees allegedly loses it reading that, smashing his phone in front of witnesses. "She planned this," he tells a close friend. "She kept me in the dark so she could take it all." Court dates get set, paparazzi swarm the courthouse steps. First appearance. Yandy arrives in a sleek black pantsuit, sunglasses hiding puffy eyes, flanked by security. Mendeecees pulls up minutes later in a matte black truck, hoodie up, avoiding cameras. Inside, voices rise behind closed doors, mediator struggling to keep peace. They emerge separately, no comments, but body language screams war. Fans line the sidewalks holding signs, "Justice for the kids," and "Yandy Queen forever." One supporter yells, "You deserve better, sis." As Yandy walks past, she gives a small nod, lip trembling. Social media turns into a battlefield. Fan accounts post side-by-side comparisons, Yandy's glow-ups during his prison years versus Mendeecees looking lost post-release. Old love and hip-hop reunion clips get remixed with dramatic music, captions like, "She carried him, now he drops her." Mendeecees tries damage control with a live, "I'm not perfect. I made mistakes. But I love my kids and I want peace. The lies gotta stop." Comments are brutal, half supportive, half calling him a deadbeat dad in waiting. Another bombshell. Text messages leak. Hundreds of pages allegedly between Mendeecees and Jasmine, the rumored side piece. "Sweet at first, can't wait to build with you for real," then heated, "Yandy trippin' again, thinking she owns me." Jasmine replies with hearts and, "Leave her, you free now." Yandy's team calls them fabricated, but the damage sticks. She goes silent for days, then emerges with a powerful statement video, "I've stayed quiet to protect my children. But silence isn't weakness. I've carried this family through fire. If truth hurts, so be it. God don't like ugly." Views hit 10 million overnight. Custody evaluator gets assigned, a no-nonsense psychologist who interviews everyone. Reports leak in fragments. Omir prefers mom but misses dad, Skiri scared of change, Mendeecees showing genuine remorse, but impulse control issues, Yandy, overly protective, yet stable provider. Neither side wins outright. Judge orders co-parenting classes, both forced to sit in the same room weekly, learning to communicate. First session reportedly ends early after Mendeecees storms out when Yandy brings up the baby mama rumor. Holidays arrive like salt in wounds. Thanksgiving. Yandy hosts a small gathering with close friends and the kids, posting a table full of food captioned, "Grateful for real love." Mendeecees spends it with his mom and siblings, posting a photo of him carving turkey with the caption, "Family first always." Neither tags the other, neither mentions the split outright, but the absence screams. Christmas rumors swirl. Will they do separate Santas? Will the kids split time? Paparazzi stake out both homes. New Year brings fresh drama. Jasmine confirms pregnancy on her own page, ultrasound pic with "blessed" caption. Mendeecees neither confirms nor denies, but likes the post, fans go nuclear. Yandy unfollows him publicly, blocks Jasmine, posts a cryptic Bible verse about reaping what you sow. The internet debates endlessly. Is this karma? Is Mendeecees finally free? Or is Yandy the one who orchestrated the perfect exit? More leaks, therapy notes, alleged voicemails, even a blurry video of Mendeecees crying in his car after a court date. "I just wanted my family," he sobs. "I messed up everything." Yandy, in contrast, seems unbreakable, new business launches, red carpet appearances, always poised. But close friends say she's devastated, crying herself to sleep, questioning every choice. The saga stretches on, each revelation more painful than the last. Reputations hang by threads, fortunes teeter, children suffer quietly. Love and Hip Hop announces a new season, rumors say both signed, cameras ready to capture the fallout. Fans brace for more tears, more fights, more truth bombs. One thing clear. This fake marriage lie has birthed a real-life tragedy no one saw coming. And still the story refuses to end, with every new day bringing another twist waiting to drop. As the new year drags on like a bad sequel nobody asked for, the courtroom becomes the new stage for this never-ending love and hip-hop tragedy. Mediation sessions turn into weekly spectacles of barely contained rage. Picture it. A sterile conference room in downtown Atlanta, neutral beige walls, a long table separating the two sides like a demilitarized zone. Mendeecees sits on one end, arms crossed, jaw tight, wearing a plain black hoodie that screams, "I'm trying to look humble but I'm still mad." Yandy opposite, legs crossed elegantly in a cream blazer, hair flawless, but her eyes betray the exhaustion, bags hidden under concealer, smile forced for the mediator. The co-parenting counselor, a soft-spoken woman with a clipboard, tries to guide them through basic exercises. Let's start with something positive. Mendeecees, what do you appreciate about Yandy as a mother? He hesitates, then mutters, she's always there for the kids. Never misses a game or recital. Yandy's lip quivers for a split second before she snaps back, funny how you notice now that the cameras aren't rolling. The counselor sighs. Session after session, small breakthroughs get torpedoed by old grudges. One week they almost agree on holiday schedules, then Mendeecees brings up the baby mama rumor again, and Yandy storms out, heels clicking like gunshots down the hallway. Outside court, the narrative keeps shifting like sand. Jasmine, the alleged pregnant side piece, does a full sit-down with a shady blog channel. Face blurred, voice distorted, but the story clear, we connected when he was still inside. Letters, calls, visits. He said Yandy was more business partner than wife. When he got out, we started building something real. She rubs her belly on camera, ultrasound photo propped up like evidence. This baby wasn't planned, but he's stepping up. Fans dissect every word, some call her brave for speaking out, others label her a cloud chaser riding the wave of chaos. Mendeecees finally addresses it in a low-key IG story series, grainy selfie in his car, voice tired. Yes, there's a child on the way. Yes, I'm taking responsibility. No, it doesn't change my love for Omir and Skiri. I'm trying to do right by everyone. Comments flood, half praise for owning it, half venom calling him a serial cheater who can't keep it in his pants. Yandy's silence breaks with vengeance. She drops a podcast episode on her own network, solo, no guests, just her raw and unfiltered. Voice steady at first, then cracking. I stayed quiet because my children come first. But let's be clear, I didn't build an empire on lies. I built it on sacrifice. While he was away, I said no to tours, no to features, no to anything that took me from my babies. I kept his name relevant when the streets tried to forget him. And now, I'm painted as the villain for protecting what I earned. She pauses, breathes deep. The marriage thing, we both knew. We both agreed it was for the show at first. Then it just stayed that way. I never forced anything. He never pushed to make it legal either. So don't come for me like I tricked him. The episode racks up millions of plays in hours. Supporters rally, black women influencers repost clips with captions like, she carried him, now he tries to bury her. Critics fire back. Admitting to fraud for ratings? Still shady. Twist piles on twist when a whistleblower from the Love and Hip Hop production team leaks internal emails. Subject lines like, Yandy, Mendeecees wedding storyline extension, and, fake marriage arc renewal discussion. One email from a producer reads, talent confirmed no legal doc exists. Push the vow renewal special for season 10? Ratings gold. Another. Mendeecees hesitant on paperwork, says keeps options open. Yandy on board for optics. The leak hits TMZ first, then everywhere. Fans feel doubly betrayed, not just by the couple, but by the show that sold them the dream. Boycotts trend again, #cancel one spikes, but ironically viewership for old episodes surges as people rewatch for clues. Cast reunions get messy. Kimbella posts, always knew something was off with those two, while Azalea Banks, never one to miss drama, tweets a thread, fake marriage, fake tears, fake everything. Black love deserves better than this circus. Custody evaluation report finally drops, sealed at first, then portions leak through anonymous drops. The psychologist notes Mendeecees shows authentic attachment to the children but elevated stress responses under conflict, recommending anger management. Yandy described as highly competent caregiver, with tendency toward control as coping mechanism post-partner incarceration. Neither deemed unfit, but joint custody ordered with a 60-40 split favoring Yandy, plus mandatory therapy for the whole family. Mendeecees posts a cryptic photo of the kids' sneakers on the floor, his and theirs, with caption, "Fighting for every step." Yandy shares a family portrait from Better Days, black and white filter, caption, "Some chapters end so new ones can begin." Financial war escalates. Discovery Phase uncovers more. Yandy's beauty brand, reportedly valued at $12 million, launched with seed money from their joint account back in 2018. Mendeecees claims half. Her lawyers argue no marriage, no community property, every cent hers. Judge orders forensic audit. Accountants comb through years of statements. Headlines scream, millions at stake in fake marriage fallout. Paparazzi catch Mendeecees at a lawyer's office looking haggard, Yandy leaving a high-end spa looking composed. Contrast fuels the narrative, him broken, her unbothered. Kids suffer most visibly now. Omir gets into a minor school fight, defending his mom's honor after a classmate called her a gold digger. He gets suspended, posts an apology video that goes viral, "I'm sorry for acting out. Just tired of people talking about my parents like they know them." Skiri starts drawing pictures in therapy, stick figures of mom and dad far apart, big sad faces. Yandy takes her to Disney World for a reset trip, posts magical moments, but comments call it buying love. Mendeecees plans a low-key fishing trip with Omir, gets criticized for not including the baby on the way. Public opinion sways daily. One week Mendeecees trends positively after donating to a prison reform charity, caption, "Giving back what the system took." Next week Yandy headlines for launching a scholarship fund for single mothers because I know the struggle. Both playing the redemption card hard. Jasmine gives birth, a boy, healthy, photos heavily guarded but one blurry shot leaks. Mendeecees holding the newborn in the hospital, eyes soft for the first time in months. Yandy likes a supportive post from a friend about new beginnings for everyone, subtle shade or genuine olive branch? No one knows. Spring brings a surprise. Both agree to a joint interview, for charity, they claim. Cameras roll in a neutral studio. Awkward silences, forced smiles. Moderator asks about the fake marriage. Mendeecees speaks first, "We were young, caught up in the fame. Should have made it real or ended it clean. Hurt a lot of people, especially our kids." Yandy nods. "I take my share of blame. But I never stopped loving those babies or wanting the best for this family. They don't hug, don't reconcile, but no yelling either." Fans call it mature, skeptics say PR stunt. Ratings for the special break records. Summer heats up with rumors of a Love and Hip Hop spin-off, After the Vows, focusing on their co-parenting mess. Both reportedly negotiating huge paydays. Yandy wants creative control, Mendeecees wants final cut on his segments. Producers salivate. Meanwhile real life grinds on, school events where they sit rows apart, birthdays with 2 cakes, holidays split down the middle. Through it all, the core pain lingers. Mendeecees spotted alone at a park bench, staring at old family photos on his phone. Yandy caught crying in her car after dropping the kids off for his weekend. Betrayal, love, resentment, regret, all tangled in a knot no one can untie. Fans remain obsessed, refreshing for the next chapter in this real-life soap opera that started with a fake, "I do," and refuses to fade to black. The drama simmers, ready to boil over again at any moment, because in this story, closure feels like a myth. As summer fades into fall, the once fiery courtroom battles cool into a tense, uneasy truce that feels more like a ceasefire than peace. The judge, tired of the endless filings and media circus, issues a final ruling on custody, joint legal, primary physical with Yandy, Mendeecees getting every other weekend plus alternating holidays, plus virtual check-ins twice a week for the kids. No supervised visits, but mandatory family counseling continues indefinitely. Both sides claim small victories. Mendeecees boasts to his inner circle that he got his foot in the door, while Yandy tells friends the arrangement protects the children from further disruption. The kids, however, remain the silent casualties. Omir starts high school with a guarded demeanor, Skiri clings to routines like lifelines. Paparazzi still tail them to soccer practice and dance recitals, snapping photos of awkward handoffs where Mendeecees and Yandy exchange polite nods but no words. The Love and Hip Hop spin-off finally gets greenlit, after The Illusion, with both signing on under strict conditions. Yandy insists on veto power over scenes involving the children. Mendeecees demands no editing that makes him look like the sole villain. Production begins quietly, cameras rolling at neutral locations, therapy offices, co-parenting workshops, even a tense family day at an amusement park where the kids ride roller coasters while mom and dad trail behind in separate golf carts. First episode teasers drop and break the internet, grainy clips of Mendeecees saying, "I never stopped loving her, just stopped trusting the version we created," Yandy replying, "Love wasn't the problem, honesty was." Fans binge old seasons again, hunting for foreshadowing, while new viewers flood in drawn by the raw real-time fallout. Jasmine keeps a low profile after the baby's birth, posting occasional soft focus shots of tiny hands and pacifiers, no face reveals. Mendeecees visits regularly, changing diapers in blurry background stories, captioning, "Learning every day." Rumors swirl he's renting a townhouse nearby for easier access, turning the narrative from side chick scandal to responsible new dad. Yandy never mentions the third child publicly, but sources say she's privately furious, another reminder of broken promises. In one leaked therapy session audio, how these keep surfacing remains a mystery. She admits to the counselor, "Seeing him build a new family while mine is still picking up pieces, it hurts more than I let on." Mendeecees, in his own session, confesses, "I thought freedom would feel good. Instead it just feels lonely." Financial settlements drag into winter. The forensic audit concludes, no marital assets to divide since no marriage existed, but the judge orders equitable distribution of jointly titled properties and business interests started during the relationship. Yandy keeps majority control of her beauty and management brands. Mendeecees receives a lump sum payout rumored to be in the low millions, plus ongoing percentages from certain real estate flips they co-invested in. Both sign NDAs preventing public trash talk about money, but subtle flexes continue. Yandy buys a new waterfront condo in Miami, posts sunrise views with new chapter energy. Mendeecees upgrades to a custom Escalade, parks it conspicuously outside kid pickup. Holiday season 2 post-split hits different. Thanksgiving. Yandy hosts an intimate dinner with her mom, siblings, and the kids, table set with gratitude notes from each child. Mendeecees spends it at his mother's house with extended family, including Jasmine and the newborn. Photos leak from both, Yandy's elegant and warm, Mendeecees chaotic but joyful. Christmas becomes the ultimate test. Agreed upon split where kids wake up at Yandy's, open gifts, then head to Mendeecees for round 2. Logistics flawless on paper, emotional minefield in reality. Omir reportedly asks to stay longer with dad, Skiri cries when it's time to leave mom. Both parents swallow pride, let the kids decide extra time, post nothing that day, a rare moment of maturity that fans praise as growth. New Year's Eve brings unexpected softness. A mutual friend's wedding forces them into the same room for the first time socially since the blow-up. They sit at separate tables, but during speeches, the bride thanks everyone who showed us what real commitment looks like, even when it's hard. Eyes meet across the dance floor. Later, outside under string lights, Mendeecees approaches Yandy. No cameras, no audience. "I'm sorry," he says quietly. "For the way I aired everything, for not protecting what we had." Yandy looks at him long, then replies, "I'm sorry too. For holding on too tight, for letting the image matter more than the truth." No hug, no reconciliation, just acknowledgement. Someone snaps a blurry photo anyway, it circulates online, captioned, "Maybe not over?" Spring therapy sessions evolve. Family counselor introduces structured communication exercises. One week they write letters to each other, read aloud. Mendeecees is raw. Gratitude for her loyalty during prison, regret for resentment, hope for peaceful co-parenting. Yandy's is measured, pride in their children, forgiveness for pain caused, boundary setting for the future. Kids participate in age-appropriate ways. Omir shares music he's written about healing. Skiri draws pictures of everyone smiling together even if apart. Breakthroughs happen slowly. Joined attendance at Omir's first high school talent show, sitting side by side without tension. Mendeecees cheers loudest when Omir performs. Yandy wipes tears quietly. Public perception shifts gradually. Mendeecees launches a mentorship program for young men exiting incarceration, gains respect for turning pain into purpose. Yandy expands her scholarship foundation, partners with domestic violence organizations, positions herself as advocate for women navigating complex breakups. Both avoid direct jabs, let actions speak. Jasmine stays out of spotlight, focuses on motherhood. Occasional co-parenting posts with Mendeecees show civility. Spin-off episodes air to massive ratings. Viewers watch therapy breakthroughs, awkward kid handoffs, quiet moments of reflection. Reunion special films, cast reunites, questions fly. Safari asks Mendeecees point blank, "You regret spilling it all?" He answers, "I regret the hurt it caused, but not the truth coming out." Yandy, poised as ever, says, "I've learned silence isn't always strength. Sometimes speaking your truth, even when it's ugly, is the only way forward." Audience applauds. Social media trends with hashtag growth not perfection. By summer, patterns solidify. Kids thrive in dual homes, 2 bedrooms, 2 sets of rules, but consistent love. Omir releases a single about 2 houses, 1 heart, charts modestly. Skiri wins a school art contest with a painting of a bridge connecting 2 homes. Mendeecees and Yandy attend parent-teacher conferences together, civil conversation about grades and behavior. No romance rekindles, too much scar tissue, but mutual respect emerges. Occasional texts about logistics turn warmer. Kids had fun this weekend, thanks. They talk about you all the time. Fall brings reflection. Anniversary of the initial leak passes quietly, no posts, no drama. Fans still speculate, but obsession fades into acceptance. Love and Hip Hop announces another season, both decline full-time return, agree to occasional cameos. Mendeecees focuses on music production, Yandy on brand empire. Jasmine and Mendeecees settle into co-parenting rhythm, no marriage talk. Through it all, the core lesson lingers. What looked like forever was built on convenience, ambition, and unspoken fears. The unraveling hurt deeply, exposed ugly truths, but forced growth neither expected. Kids remain priority 1, protected, loved, navigating life with 2 parents who finally learned to put them first instead of pride. The saga that began with a fake ring ends not with fireworks or fairy tale reunion, but with quiet, hard-won peace. Messy, imperfect, real. And in the world of reality TV drama, that might be the most shocking twist of all. The story simmers low now, no longer boiling over, but the embers still glow, ready to flare if anyone dares stir them again. As the seasons turn once more and the calendar flips into another year, what once felt like an unending storm finally begins to settle into something resembling normalcy. Not perfect, not pretty, but livable. The spin-off, After the Illusion, wraps its first season to mixed reviews. Critics call it raw and uncomfortable television, fans devour it like comfort food laced with chaos. Ratings hold steady, proving that even broken stories sell when the pain feels authentic. Mendeecees and Yandy both bow out of Season 2 negotiations, citing healing priorities in joint statements released through the same PR firm, subtle sign they're finally coordinating on messaging, if nothing else. The network pivots to other cast members' drama, but old clips of their therapy sessions and awkward family outings still rack up views in compilation videos titled, Most Heartbreaking Love and Hip Hop Moments Ever. The children grow taller, louder, more opinionated. Omir turns 16 amid quiet fanfare, no big televised party, just a low-key backyard cookout at Yandy's new Miami spot where Mendeecees flies in for the weekend. They grill burgers side by side, trading small talk about school and music while Skiri runs around with cousins. For a few hours the old rhythm returns, dad telling dad jokes, mom rolling her eyes but smiling, kids pretending not to notice the effort it takes. Omir drops his debut EP that month, 7 tracks blending trap beats with introspective lyrics about fractured homes and second chances. One song, Dual Addresses, becomes a quiet anthem for kids of high-profile splits. Streams climb into the millions without major label push. He thanks both parents in the liner notes, mom for the strength, dad for the fight. Yandy frames the CD, hangs it in her office, Mendeecees plays it on repeat during late-night drives. Skiri blossoms into a mini-artist, her drawings evolving from sad stick figures to vibrant cityscapes where 2 houses stand connected by glowing bridges. She wins a Regional Youth Art Award. Both parents attend the gallery opening, standing on opposite sides of the room until the curator insists on a family photo. They pose, arms around Skiri, forced smiles that soften when she beams up at them. The picture leaks, of course, and for once the comments flood positive. They're doing it for her, proof love changes shape but doesn't die. No one knows if the moment was genuine or performed, but it feels like progress either way. Jasmine keeps raising their son mostly out of the spotlight. Mendeecees is there 3 days a week, drop-offs, bedtime stories, weekend park runs. He posts sparingly, a tiny hand gripping his finger, a toddler's first steps in new sneakers he bought. No grand announcements, no drama. Yandy never acknowledges the child publicly, but word spreads she sent a neutral gift on his first birthday, blocks and a stuffed animal, no card, delivered through a mutual friend. Small olive branch or calculated civility? Either way, the sharp edges dull slightly. Business keeps booming on both fronts. Yandy's beauty line expands into skincare, lands major retail partnerships. She graces Forbes lists as one of the top Black female entrepreneurs in beauty. Mendeecees pivots hard into mentorship. His Prison to Purpose program grows, partnering with community centers across the East Coast. He speaks at juvenile detention facilities, shares his story without sugarcoating. I built something fake and lost what was real. Don't make my mistakes. Attendance swells, donations roll in. Both carve separate empires, no more joint ventures, no overlapping brand mentions. Yet somehow their orbits still intersect, at charity galas, industry panels, school events, always polite, always brief, always watched. Therapy becomes less mandatory, more habitual. They switch to monthly check-ins instead of weekly, then quarterly. The counselor retires, they find a new one who specializes in post-relationship co-parenting. Sessions focus less on blame, more on logistics and emotional maintenance. One breakthrough: they create a shared Google Calendar for the kids' lives, dentist appointments, recitals, parent-teacher nights, all color-coded, no overlap fights anymore. It sounds mundane, but to them it feels revolutionary. Mendeecees jokes in one session, "Who knew spreadsheets could save a family?" Yandy actually laughs, first real one anyone's heard in years. Anniversaries pass unmarked. The original wedding date comes and goes without social media posts or shady subtweets. The leak anniversary slips by quietly too, no rehash specials, no throwback montages. Fans still ask in comments, are they back together? But the questions taper off as newer scandals take over the timeline. Love and hip-hop moves on to fresher faces, though reunion specials occasionally bring Mendeecees and Yandy back for sit-downs. They appear separately, answer questions carefully, keep it surface level. "We're better as co-parents than we ever were as a couple," Mendeecees says once. Yandy nods. Growth looks different for everyone. Rumors of reconciliation flare up sporadically, blurry photos of them at the same restaurant, different tables, a shared flight to a kids' tournament, separate seats, a joint birthday post for Skiri, separate captions. Tabloids run. Are they secretly back? Stories every few months, both ignore them. Insiders say there's zero romance, just functional respect forged in fire. Mendeecees dates casually, models, entrepreneurs, nothing serious. Yandy stays single publicly, focuses on self, kids, business. Whispers of her seeing a quiet tech investor circulate, but no confirmation, no paparazzi shots. The kids bridge the gap best. Omir graduates high school, both parents sit together in the audience, clapping until their hands sting when his name's called. Skiri's middle school talent show features a dance routine she choreographed herself, Yandy in the front row filming, Mendeecees 2 rows back cheering loud enough for both. After, they all go for ice cream, 4 of them at one table for the first time in years. Conversation stays light, school gossip, summer plans, favorite flavors. No heavy talks, no apologies rehashed. Just presence. Time does its slow work. Wounds scar over. Resentment fades into memory. What started as a sensational bombshell, fake marriage exposed, split confirmed, morphs into something quieter. 2 people who once loved fiercely, hurt deeply, then chose to do better for the lives they created. No fairy tale ending, no villain defeated, just adults adulting through the aftermath. Fans eventually move on to fresher tea, but a loyal pocket remains, dedicated pages that still post Mendeecees and Yandy co-parenting wins, montages, holiday handoffs without drama, school events side by side, kids thriving in dual homes. Comments shift from, "they're toxic," to, "they figured it out." The story that once gripped the culture loosens its hold, becomes background noise in a louder world. Yet every so often, late at night, Mendeecees scrolls old photos, prison visits, red carpets, baby showers, pauses on one of Yandy laughing, head thrown back, and wonders what could have been if truth came earlier. Across town, Yandy sometimes replays old episodes, watches their younger selves vow forever on national TV, and feels a pang, not regret exactly, but recognition of how far they've come from that scripted moment. The fake marriage lie that shattered everything eventually gave birth to something realer. Not love reborn, but peace earned. Messy, imperfect, unglamorous peace. And in the glittering, dramatic world they once ruled, that turns out to be the rarest ending of all. The embers glow faint now, warm rather than burning, a reminder that even the wildest stories can quiet down when the people in them finally choose calm over chaos. No more bombshells waiting to drop, just life, moving forward, one co-parented day at a time. And maybe that's the biggest twist nobody saw coming. And there you have it, the full explosive unraveling of Mendeecees and Yandy's so-called forever, from the fake vows that fooled us all, through the brutal betrayals, the courtroom chaos, the baby mama bombshells, the custody wars, the leaked audios, the therapy tears, right down to the quiet, hard-earned peace nobody saw coming. What started as a reality TV fairy tale turned into one of the messiest, most heartbreaking, and honestly most human stories we've ever watched play out in real time. Lies exposed, hearts shattered, kids caught in the middle, fortunes fought over, reputations dragged through the mud, and yet somehow, against all odds, two people who once couldn't stand the sight of each other learned to coexist for the only thing that truly matters: their babies. It's messy, it's raw, it's everything love and hip-hop promised us and then some. But here's the real question burning through every comment section, every group chat, every late-night scroll. Do you think Mendeecees and Yandy will ever find their way back to each other romantically, or is this co-parenting truce the best they're ever gonna get? Was Yandy the mastermind who played the long game, or was Mendeecees the one who finally broke free from a cage he helped build? And most importantly, after everything we've seen, whose side are you really on? Team Yandy for holding it down through the darkest days, Team Mendeecees for demanding truth even when it hurt, or Team, they both messed up but the kids deserve peace? Drop your hottest takes in the comments right now, I'm reading every single one. Tell me, would you forgive a fake marriage lie if it came with that kind of loyalty? Do you think Jasmine changed the game forever, or was the split inevitable no matter what? And be honest, did this whole saga make you question any perfect couple posts on your own feed? Hit that like button if you're still shook by how deep this went, subscribe and turn on notifications because you know the second anything new drops I'm spilling it first, no filter, no holding back. Share this video with your group chat because trust me, your friends need to be as invested in this drama as you are. Thank you for riding this roller coaster with me from the first bomb to the final quiet moment. Let's keep the conversation going down below. What's your final verdict on Mendeecees and Yandy? I'll see you in the comments. Peace.